What is up, Wolfpack? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are on this beautiful planet we call home. How are we doing out there? Welcome to the Just a Man channel. It is a privilege and an honor to have all of you here to do this AMA with the fearless leader of Saitama, the COO, Mr. Russ. So we'll get him here in just a few minutes. I want to say lay a couple ground rules out. Let's keep the chat positive. If we have a question, let's ask it there, but let's make sure that we stay positive in the chat. That way you don't get timed out. So we'll maintain that positivity, and we'll have a good time here, and we'll get Russ on, and we will have a good time and listen to what our leader has to say for us today. So without further ado, I see him back there. If I can get a thumbs up from him, I'll know we're ready to rock and roll. There it is. So without further ado, let me bring on the man. This guy is our leader. And he's doing a fantastic job. So it is my privilege to welcome Mr. Saitama Guru. Russ, how you doing, sir?
I'm good. And yourself?
Doing well, man. Doing well. Hopefully you can hear me. Everything's all clear.
We're good, man. We're good. I can hear you. We're good.
Awesome. That is what's up. That's what's up, man. Thank you for taking the time out of your day, your busy schedule to jump on with us tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. It's always an honor coming out here and talking to people, getting making my rounds, right? Get everybody else involved, get the community involved. So yeah.
Yes, sir, man. Well, I appreciate you coming out, and I don't want to waste your time. So I know you're always a busy man, and your time is valuable. So I will let you have the floor, and we'll get maybe some questions at the very end.
Cool. Sounds good. So I talk to you guys pretty regularly. At least I try to. Try to do some updates for you guys as much as possible, whether it's on social media or through these AMA platforms, or even recently the face-to-face event we did in Houston, which was awesome, great turnout. Plan on doing a lot more of those in the future. I had a lot of fun. So what is on the docket, right, for us? So we have Saturday the 13th. We're now 4 days away, right, from our premiere in Vegas, which is going to be off the hook. It's gonna be crazy. We got so much stuff planned. We have a 3-hour window right inside the Hexen venue. I'll get that 1 minute 48 seconds. Crazy. So so we have a 3-hour window, and every bit of that 3 hours is going to be jam packed with all kinds of stuff. So we have tons of information we're gonna be putting out as far as roadmap and direction for Saitama, where we're heading as we roll into the new year. We have a roadmap for what the wallet is going to look like, obviously, as we put it out, how it's going to function. We have a couple other announcements that we're working with as far as how we're integrating Saitama into the medical field. So we've been really busy doing that this week, right? Putting things together, trying to breadcrumb it a little bit for you guys without giving away too much. Looking to put together a press release for that, hopefully tomorrow or the next day. So it'll shine a little bit of light on it. But of course, we'll do a full expose on Saturday and see what that's going to look like for you guys. We also have some more interesting developments in how we're going to release some Metaverse stuff. I'm really excited about that. It's going to be a lot of fun. So that, guest speakers, we got our Tesla giveaway, we got the wallet launch. It's going to be massive, right? So literally every 15 minutes, it's going to be like jam packed for 3 hours. Once we get everybody in and situated, we'll try to keep it as organized as possible, but we have a very tight window that we're trying to get everything in, right? We got a lot of updates, we got a lot of people, and we got a lot of stuff to talk about. So that is what is the primary focus right now, is getting all that stuff lined up, right? So if you guys have ever been in the process of organizing a large venue or event like that, there's just so many moving parts, it's impossible, especially when you're working with an outside entity such as MGM, where we're having to double check everything that we do, right? We have VIPs coming, we got to arrange security, we got to coordinate with the food and the vendors and the caterers and the audio and the digital and the tech guys and the lighting and security. And obviously we have a ton of media that we're going to play, so we're trying to coordinate all that, and it's been just crazy. So, so we're good. We're good. I'm excited. It's going to be a lot of fun. Looking forward to meeting everybody and just really having a good time, right? So I think that's going to kind of mark a huge milestone for where we're at and where we're headed for Saitama as a community, as a company, as a token. Really, it's like a day one for us, right? We've been around since end of May, first part of June, but this is kind of where we've been leading up to, and it's really going to mark day one of our venture moving forward, right? It's going to really kind of set the tone and the precedence for 2022 as we really start to make our footprint in the crypto space and now the digital community and every other aspect, medical, everything, right? We're planning, the roadmap we have in place will essentially put crypto on the map, in everything that we do. So that's fun. It's exciting, and we got a lot of really amazing things. So with that, actually just finalized some of the contracts and stuff today that we're going to be doing with the Times Square. So it's going to be really cool. Like for you guys that aren't going to be there, we have synchronized all the billboards in downtown and New York, the Times Square. So they have a bunch of big ones down there. So we're going to have them on a loop, and then it's going to be integrated time sync to the launch in Vegas. So we'll really be hitting it from both sides of the spectrum. So we're hitting West Coast and Vegas, right? We'll have all that. And then on the other end of the United States, we'll have New York City lit up. And we're actually going to be doing it throughout the whole year. I think we got a spot for New Year's Eve when they do the ball drop too. So we'll have Saitama blasted up there on the big screen for New Year's Eve. So we'll get some more information on that as it comes up. But for the first and foremost, obviously, the Saturday event is going to be massive. So we'll have a huge marketing plan around that. We got drones. We got all kinds of shit. I think we even have some representatives down that will be Times Square doing some stuff there also with the film crew. So lots of crazy stuff happening with that. I mean, we got an amazing team that puts this stuff together, and I don't even know how they do it sometimes. I'm just like, wow, I'm just amazed, right, of all the amount of people that are involved, that have, connections, that want to contribute to the coin and just do all these things, right? Because it takes more than just me to make these things happen. I'm amazing, but I can't do all that shit. It's just impossible. It takes 100 people to, make all these things work. So, so that's cool. I'm looking forward to that. I think that's, it's amazing, right? We're going to be broadcasting on both ends of the United States. So we're touching so many people, and, we're hitting just about every eyeball out there. So, so that's cool. That's part of the marketing that we're going to be doing for the launch and on Saturday. Events leading up to that, of course. So we have our KuCoin launch. I know they're kind of dragging their feet on it. I'm waiting to hopefully hear back for these guys tonight. I told them we're doing our launch in September. So, I'm sorry. I don't know why I always want to say that. In November on the 13th. So 4 days away, right? How much volume are we trying to get out of that, right? Kind of almost defeating the purpose at this point. So, and actually, I just got a message too that last night, another exchange, I think top 50 or something like that, medium-sized exchange that want to list us for free. So as soon as we get off this call with them, I'll sign the contract and we'll get that out. I think they were actually looking to go live Saturday, the 13th as well. So we'll have a couple new exchange listings, and then we'll have our data wallet and all that good stuff. I spent most of the day today finalizing some really cool things that we're going to be working with that I've kind of talked about in the past. One kind of being a payment integration system where we're having the option to do a card to crypto payment system on our wallet. So I think we're kind of at the home stretch with that, and I should be done and have it inked by tomorrow, the next day. So I won't go into too much detail until I actually put some ink to paper on it. But it's a very well-known, payment system. Starts with a V, ends with an ISA, and we'll roll forward with that to try to, make buying crypto very easy for everybody. I feel like that's a lot of the hindering with it is people that want to buy Saitama specifically. They don't want to go through the loops, right? Jump through the hoops to try to buy it. Hooking up the wallet, buying a couple $100 on Trust Wallet, and they're like, no, I want to buy, 1,000. I want to buy more. Or they just, don't want to pay all the fees and everything else. So especially if you're not like diehard crypto enthusiasts like everybody in this channel. Like, what do you mean? I want to put $100 in. What do you mean $100 isn't enough to pay gas fees? It's not enough to pay the fees to even buy Ethereum? Like, no, this is stupid. I don't want to do it. So, as we do that, we'll integrate these payment systems, and we'll have multiple different options on there. We're going to reduce the fees to the cytomask, of course, and having our own software on there that will allow card to crypto makes things cheaper. It makes things easier. So it's great. So it's all moving forward in the direction that we want to go. So we well, touch on that a little bit probably in the next day or two, what that's going to look like and when we'll have it ready to roll out. I believe the software and stuff is already developed. It's just a matter of coding it and putting it onto our platform. So it could be like a week or two after the launch, but it'll be there. So we'll talk. Like I said, I don't want to give away too much about the whole medical aspect, how we're integrating that, but it's going to be so big. It's huge. It's massive. Game changing, rather, how we are going to implement medical into the cryptocurrency world, right? How we're going to be doing billing with it, how we're doing blood plasma donations integrated to cryptocurrency. And now as we look to shape our city Metaverse status, we can even have doctor visits on there to where you can see a physician. Obviously, nothing that involves physical touch because it's a virtual reality realm. But there's so many just amazing things that we're looking at for the next several months. 2022 is going to be just an amazing year for us. And that's how I kind of see, the launch this weekend being day one for us, right? It's not the end of something, it's the beginning of something. So we're really just, I'm just pumped, man. I really am, because we have so much cool stuff going on all the time. That I could probably sit on here for like hours and tell you guys all the cool things that we're working with behind the scenes. But I don't like to, really go into detail until I know it's 150%, because I would rather under promise and over deliver rather than the other way. So
I'm the same way here. So if I don't know an answer, I'd like to find out the answer. That way we can get the the correct answer, the information out there. That way we're not, spreading anything that's, not true or anything like that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, absolutely. And it just helps eliminate that stuff. But it's fun. I mean, it really is like it's fun because we're creating something that's really amazing and it's never been done before, right? Everything that we are doing, that we're working towards, has never ever been done, right? We're pioneering the way in the space, and especially you guys will see like on Saturdays we enter into the Metaverse space. Nobody's doing what we're doing. I promise you, we're a year ahead of what anybody else is doing, minimum, when it comes to anything, and as we make these partnerships and move forward in adopting different industries into crypto, it's really going to be mind-blowing, because what will happen is it creates kind of a snowball effect. So as we integrate the medical field, billing, patient to doctor visits, inside the Metaverse, as we do all this crypto payment systems, what that's going to do is create other industries to want to get on board, right? So if you have a real estate company and you want to do transactions through that, or you want to visit properties through the Metaverse, you can do that. If you are a venue and you want to accept payments online to see specific events through a virtual reality setting and also pay in crypto, you do that. All these different industries that you can think of, logistics, shipping, international trade, you start incorporating cryptocurrency into it, and there's really no limitations to it. It's just all about adoption, taxation. So I feel that we're really kind of setting the way for all digital cryptocurrency, all digital assets. Looking back at what we're doing now, people will say, Saitama did that in 2022. Let's try to mimic that, or let's kind of create a branch off of what they did and try to make it our own, right? So we're like, you guys remember like the first computer that came out, everybody kind of laughed at it, like, what is this thing? And then it was just the two juggernauts, right? It was the Apple and PC, and and it is still today. There's several different companies out there, but But it always took that one person, that first person, to make the first step, that first stride in that technological advance, to take a different approach to something, to be bold, right? And do something that nobody else has done. Take that risk and, do something with it, right? I feel that crypto has an opportunity to do so many unique things with it that we can do it. It's just about having, the broader scope of it, a different perspective on how you can really utilize the space and maximize the potential of it.
Most definitely. So I do have a question for you. It's kind of not so much based off anything like that or the cytomask. It's what's the first thing you're going to do after the launch party? Is there you're going to take some time off or go take a little mini vacation, or what's the leader going to do for us afterwards?
I'll be back on Sunday, and then come Monday we'll start working on version 1.1, version 1.2. I don't really sleep anyways. I don't really take breaks. I try to every once in a while. I take, I take small breaks, right? If I get kind of burned out, if I, like this week's been crazy, like every day, just 18-hour days, on Zoom calls, trying to coordinate all this stuff, but it's not like, where you go to a job and you hate it and you're looking at the clock all day, like I'm actually really excited about what we're doing. So, I get really wrapped up in it. So it doesn't seem like it's tedious. It's not at all. It's something I enjoy doing. So I want to, I'm passionate about it, and I want to do these things for not only the community, but for the coin itself, So, so come Sunday, I'll be right back here, I'm putting in work on Monday. There's just a lot of things that we constantly have going on. So it's not like we can take a deep breath come Saturday or Sunday, because that's, like I said, it's just the beginning. We have so many different things happening all at once that it's constantly evolving, it's constantly changing and, mutating into something bigger than it was the day before. So the moment that we stop and take our foot off the gas is when we start to digress, and we don't want that, right? We're innovative, we're motivated, and we're trying to do something very unique. So, there's just too many things going on to take a break. So, when the time comes, maybe, but there's just too much stuff to do, too much work to do. So I'll take some time Saturday and enjoy it, right? We should all, not just the development team, but everybody, I think, should really take that time Saturday to reflect and appreciate where we've come in the last 6, 8 months, and enjoy it and have a good time. Like, it's not just for the people at the party, but, it should be celebrated across all communities, across the whole world. Anybody that's a part of this should really take a few minutes to appreciate it, right? And just really take a step back and, pat yourself on the back, like not just us, but everybody in the community, like we're all in it together, right? We're all on this roller coaster together. And that's pretty literal, right? Because our charts are always up and down, and that's crypto, right? It's a roller coaster. So,
yes, sir.
For everybody that's stuck through it, and paid dividend, then hey, pat yourself on the back, because there's a lot of people that didn't. So, and there's also a lot of people crying in their beer, I promise you. So, so pat yourself on the back. We did it. And like I said, but it's not the end of the ride, right? It's just the beginning. So, we'll take a day and we'll celebrate the small wins, and we'll get back to work.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, would you like to open the chat up? Maybe take a couple of questions for you. I know your time is pretty valuable.
Yeah, let's go for it.
All right, Chad. Let's see what you got. Let's remember positive, good vibes here. So let's see what we got for our leader here, the COO, Mr. Russ.
Yeah.
So I know a while ago you talked about billboards in Times Square. Is that going to be like one big billboard, or is that going to be like multiple billboards all across Times Square?
It's like all of them. I don't know how many there are down there, but I had just signed the contract today that it's all of them. So they're like a certain time loop, right? So one will go, and then the next one will go across the street, and then I think at one point in time between like 8 and 10 of Vegas time, it's structured the way, and our marketing guys are the ones that are coordinating it. So I don't want to try and take the credit from them. So I don't know the details. I just know that it's going to be multiple billboards, and they're going to be at some point in unison, but then they'll also be revolving. and it's not just for the one night. I think we did it for like the whole year, like I said. So we'll have timestamps throughout the year that the Saitama, and we can update the the content. Obviously, we don't want to keep showing the same picture over and over and over again. So as we have new developments and having new tech and stuff and new upcoming ventures, we'll update the billboards and it'll say different things. And then of course, New Year's Eve, which is huge, Times Square, New York, Times Square, ball drop, all that stuff. That's, good morning, America, good day, good evening, America, whatever. I mean, millions of people will be checking that out. So.
Yeah, I know Times Square. That's one of the tourist spots, and we see a lot of travel go through there. That'd be awesome. I see another question here from HMac. He says, when will cytomask be live in the App Store or Google Play?
We don't know that yet because there's too many variables, one of them being the CERTIC audit. So I'll have to get with Max, and we're really just playing it day by day as we get close to Saturday. We obviously won't release it on the App Store and have wallet integration available until CERTIC gives us the absolute 100% thumbs up. Our priority has always been security and making sure that the community's money is safe, right? There's too many scams out there. There's too many people losing money. And we don't want that, right? Because I feel that if we have even one issue, right, it ruins what we've built, right? The reputation is tarnished. People won't feel safe about using the app. So we're waiting for them. I'm waiting for Max to kind of give me the heads up. He's been in communication with them off and on this week. So I know they're working on it. And as soon as they say, the audit's complete, you guys are good to go, we'll release it on the App Store. We've already put all the preliminary measures in place. And the wallet itself is done. Like the swap function's done. Everything is done. Like this thing is amazing. It's real clean. So so we'll wait to hear from them. And they've been working on it for a long time. So if you guys have been in crypto for a while, you know that CERTIC is the most thorough, right? We didn't want to go through a knockoff company. CERTIC is the most thorough company when it comes to audits. What they're doing for us now is very unique, right? Usually they'll do smart contract audits, they'll do different exchange wallet audits, but this is a very unique ecosystem. So it takes a little bit of time, but they've been working on it for a long time. So hopefully they're right there. So I'm hoping we can get everything lined up, for Saturday. So I'm just waiting for Max to give me the update. And as soon as it's there, boom, we'll release it on the App Store, Google Store, import your wallet. And then shortly thereafter, integrate a payment system. And then everything else that comes along with it. The wallet itself is going to be constantly mutating, right? Just like the Apple iOS system. This will be version 1.0. If you guys remember Apple's iOS 1.0, like it was in a sense back then, right? It was revolutionary. But now look where they've come now from where that first iOS was, right? All the different functions that came with it. This is the same concept with the State of Wallet. Like I said, we're already looking to incorporate version 1.1 right after we do version 1.0 or version 1.5. And and you guys will see, like, we'll have a whole roadmap of what the wallet is going to do, when the projected timelines are for the updates and everything else, and all the stuff that we're going to integrate into that.
Very cool. Here's a question I see. It said, aside from the CERTIC audit, what investments have we insured for the security of the endeavors?
So, I mean, this is your standard security protocols, right? The seed phrase. I think they've looked at doing like a two-form of authentication into the wallet. Obviously, with the tech side, Max is probably one of the best IT developers that I've ever met. So the firewalls and the system and the programming that he's done, I can assure you, you're in the best hands possible. We've taken every single measure to make sure that, we've made it as secure and safe as possible. Is there always inherent risks? Of course, right? But those risks can be mitigated by the user. It still comes down to protecting yourself. Don't be giving your seed phrase away. Don't click on sketchy links. And these are not incorporated with our product and our tech. But with anything, cybersecurity is always going to be an issue, regardless of what tech you have out there. It's always an issue. These guys are, doing very crafty right? And they make a living at being crafty and finding unique ways to scam people out of their hard-earned money. But we've done everything that we can do to ensure that it's going to be safe, right? We didn't cut any corners. We made very thorough assessment of it. We, employed Certic to do the audit, which is the most thorough company out there. We wanted to make sure that we did everything humanly possible to, eliminate a majority of those risks. So now it's about the users just being cognizant of what they're doing. And we'll even offer some cybersecurity training and stuff like that so people can be more aware and cognizant of what's happening and what not to do and what to look for and, keeping their money safe, not just on the State Wallet, but in general, right? I feel like as we transition into a digital asset world, people should always know the risks and what they look like. So, and how do you get that? Through an abundance of training and education, unfortunately. And some of it might be dull and boring, but it's important, right? We want to make sure everybody's money safe because I see so many times people lose their tokens through whatever reason, and there's so many different ways out there these guys can get to it. And it's not your fault. If you don't know, it's not your fault, right? It's just bad education. So we'll try to emphasize that as much as possible too.
Very cool. So I see a couple of questions in the chat. They're asking about what would it take to have a Super Bowl commercial for Saitama?
Oh, we already got that in the works, man. Come on, we got all these NFL players we're doing NFTs for.
Yes, sir. I figured we
already got that in the works, man. And I'm telling you, like the connections that we have and people that I talk to every day, it's insane, man. There is so many people that are just absolutely in love with Saitama and what it's doing and just want to see it grow, right? They just want nothing more than this coin to do well and succeed. Not only for their own personal financial gain, of course, but just because it's such a great community, right? They just want to see it do well. And I think it's contagious, right? It's people with a like mindset. You get enough people involved in a project with the same mindset, you do amazing things. So yeah, it's coming. We got all kinds of stuff, man. We're we got a whole marketing firm, and we have so many connections in so many different areas that it's crazy. Like there's nobody that I can't get in touch with if I wanted to.
That's awesome. So we got a question here from Miss J. She says, Russ, as we approach the launch, what are you most proud of this project, and is there anything you would change?
I'm most proud of just the people, man, and the adversity that we've overcome, and for those that have been around since June, we've been through a lot, right? As a community, as a development team, as just a coin in general, like all the stuff that we've had to overcome. I'll even take it way back to when we had 1,000 holders and somebody hacked our Twitter account. And those that just stuck by it, and we tried to get out there and was full on panic mode, right? Everybody was selling. We only had 1,000 holders. We're so volatile as it is. It was tough. And people have tried to, it was panic. I've tried to reset the password, and it was chaotic, And then of course we had just an entourage of FUD when Saitama first launched, where it was, people were like, oh, it's a scam, it's a rug pull, it's a this, it's a that, right? And I felt like I was nonstop just combating it left and right. So, and people, that are passionate about it, and they saw through it, and they're like, you know what, I'm going to do my own research. I'm going to look into it. Stephanie?
Do you have a plug or something for my iPad?
Okay, go check this one. So we had a full entourage of people that were trying to jeopardize what we were doing and trying to sabotage everything, right? And I think that stems from jealousy or spite or anger or whatever. People do things for unknown reasons. So that's what I think I'm most proud of is the community and the ability for everybody to stand together, right, and just battle through that and ride the wave, the ups and the downs, and a lot of the different FUD that came with it. The adversity, the overall adversity, and to not only ride through that, but to still grow, right, in the process. Never have we ever started to lose holders. Never did we, take such a massive hit at one point that it jeopardized the end game of where we were going. After our first initial surge, people started taking profits, and and then we did a very massive consolidation for a little while. And I see people that were never worried, right? They're never worried, like myself, and a lot of people in the community that were just didn't worry about what the price was today because they knew what the price was going to be next year. And that's what investing is all about, is you get involved with something that you're passionate about and is going to do well, and you don't worry about it, right? You just invest money in it, and you're like, what? This company is going somewhere. I know that next year, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, like my money is going to be in a safe spot. Like I'm going to make money. So overcoming a lot of those different things is what I think I feel I'm the most proud about. And it's, and it takes everybody, like the whole community, right? And a lot of it comes down to, everybody just comforting everyone else, and the development team and being strong and open and transparent has a lot to do with it too, because it kind of calms the masses, right? If you don't have somebody telling you like, hey, like we're good, we got this, we're solid, don't worry about it. You don't have that reassurance. So that reassurance then relays to the next person, and that next person tells, hey, we're good. Like, you don't have to worry about it. Like the development team's got us. Like, we don't have to worry about it. So that's been pretty special. The whole ride in itself, and being able to overcome a lot of that adversity, I'm proud of. If anything I would change, I would implement like a 1 or 2% marketing tax on the smart contract, because I feel like I have paid so much money out of pocket. It's insane. Like, and I don't mind, right? Because I don't see like the Saitama tokens that I hold. And keep in mind, like I'm not even a top wallet holder. I probably was close at one point, but the amount of tokens that I've given away and used for marketing and used for liquidity on exchanges and all that stuff, like I'm probably not even barely top 100 anymore. But I don't foresee them as actual dollar value amount. For me, it's like it represents something more than that. But I feel like if I could change anything, it would be implementing a small marketing taxation into the smart contract, so we could utilize some of those funds and we wouldn't have to like come out of pocket, or especially even ask the community, because I hate asking the community for funding for anything, which was why we kind of stopped, and which is kind of why we wanted to start attempting to generate revenue through NFTs and incorporations to create partnerships so we can grow the company and not have to do it off of anybody else's pocket, right? To run a successful business, you have to have a revenue stream. So we are creating multiple different revenue streams so we can build the company and build the coin up without having to rely on anyone, having it be 150% self-sufficient, because we don't have a taxation built into the smart contract that allows us to have a slush fund, right, or a marketing fund, and we sure as hell don't have like a dev wallet, right? These are nice things, but we don't have that. So it is what it is. We give everything that is in the smart contract is maximized to the holders to get everything that they get. The distribution and the burn. That's the only parts of the tokenomics that are distributed. Everything else is directly to the holders. So.
All right, very cool. We got a couple more questions. I know you got to get out of here and get on to your next meeting. But when it comes to pairing, we noticed that we saw your tweet out about Wafer Coin and being the first BSC. Do we plan on having those pairs go live on launch, or is that going to be kind of something maybe 1.1 or later?
No, so the idea is to have these pairings go live with the trading on the swap. It's for us. We just have to initiate, so we have several applications in place that we're reviewing right now. I think, what's today, Tuesday? I think Thursday I'm going to try and do some AMAs with these coins that we're going to integrate. I would like to have at least like 10 for when the swap function opens, when the wallet releases, to give you guys an idea of when what it's going to look like, so you can actually swap tokens and stuff on there and utilize the swap for what it's for. The only thing that we need for that, obviously, is we vet all these projects ourselves. So all the coins that we're listing on there, like we go through and make sure that they're legitimate, that there's no red flags. So the Wafer coin being on the BSC chain, is new to us, but we wanted to show adversity, saying that just because we're an ERC coin doesn't mean that we can't list projects on a different blockchain. So the only thing that we need to create that inside the swap function is a liquidity pool. So as these different coins list on our wallet, and we go through the vetting process and have them available on the swap, we'll create that liquidity pairing. So it'll be like a Saitama to whatever, or an Ethereum to another ERC coin. Or we can have multiple different pairings involved in it. And the only thing that we would need is just liquidity of one coin and the other. So that in itself, I want to have like 10. So we have several right now that I'm in the process of going through the application, doing the vetting process. And then, of course, probably Thursday, I think we'll have an AMA with these coins. And it'll be like short, where we'll like bring the developers on the coin, and then I'll probably talk to each one of them, like, sequentially, and they can explain what their coin is about, what the project is about, and then obviously have them on the swap function, so people can exchange whatever tokens they want for that specific coin.
All right, man. Well, Mr. Russ, I do appreciate you stopping by and you taking time out of your busy day to knock out some of these answers and to come out and to just fill in some of those gaps to the community. But we definitely thank you, and try to see if there's any more quick questions before we get you out of here.
Yeah. We'll do one more if you find a good one.
One more good one. All right, here we go. Let's see. We'll make it real good. I gotta pick one, I guess. Let's see here.
Pick one you haven't heard before.
That's the problem. It's a lot of the same. So here's one that I haven't seen. It's about our Wolfcaster. That's not it.
No, I think I saw the same one. I was like, oh, people don't ask about that very often.
Yeah, so here it is.
So let me just say, so if you guys have, I'm sure, have heard Gabe on our weekly AMAs on Steve's channel, and they should call him Gab and not Gabe, because he loves to talk, man. And he's like one of the most passionate people that I know, and that's what I love about him, is because he is so passionate about what he does. And he's just a creative genius. Like, I want to live inside that guy's brain sometimes, because he's just so, he's got that niche, right? Some people have a niche and they're just good at something. They're natural. So Gabe's just a natural, curator of content. He's got the eye for design and art and everything. So he's actually been quarantining in Mexico City for the last couple of weeks so he can come to Vegas this weekend. And what do we, like, you and I, right? We go to Mexico City, we're on the beach, or we're hanging out, we're drinking Mai Tais. This guy's like visiting Mayan temples and doing sketches and creating digital artwork for the Wolfcaster game. He's got a whole anime series thing he's doing with Wolfcaster, and he's already working on like the sequel to the game, and he's got all these books that he's reading about integrating different cultures into the Wolfcaster game, and you know what I mean? And that's like, so he's taking it to like this whole nether like creative art level, right? It's just mind blowing. So it'll be a play to earn style game, and we're going to incorporate it on our wallet, and we're also going to incorporate it into probably the metaverse as we look down that path. And we're already putting together all the digital animations, content creation for it. We have to outsource a development team to do it, because if we tried to code all that stuff ourselves and do the 3D animation, it would take us like 17 years. So we got like a whole team that we're working with, and some of these guys are very well known in the industry and have created games that you guys probably play every day. So yeah, we got a whole design team that we're working with it. So it's gonna be awesome. I'm excited about that. So we're having a whole gaming platform, but the Wolfcaster is awesome. And I think if you guys follow the Wolfcaster page on Twitter, Gabe tries to put some updates and stuff on there sometimes too. But it's awesome. I'm stoked about it, and I'm not even a big gamer, right? But I've seen some of the stuff they're putting together on this content creation, and it's really cool. So, and yeah, it'll be a play to earn style thing with a lot of different characters, and you can upgrade your characters, and it'll be kind of built around the whole storyline, right? When that's why creating these different wolf characters almost, and you have like certain superpowers and abilities and stuff, and he could if he was on the show right now, he would tell you for the next 6 or 7 hours what it's going to look like and how it's going to kind of play into he gets very passionate about it. So but no, it's coming, and it's just one more thing that we're working on. There's always, it's funny because there's always so many different people working on so many different things at the same time. So when we actually do get together, and we almost have to like force each other to get all together on a call to like make a decision about something. It's like pulling teeth, right? We got to schedule it like 7 months in advance sometimes, but like when we do, it's like, oh, okay, this is what I'm working on, this is what you're working on, and then we have teams dedicated to that within our governance, marketing, content creation, and then we have all these other people working in different areas that you don't even know about. Like we have like Willie D is, he's the guy's like a workhorse, right? He's like integrating, we're doing all his NFT stuff for all these, entertainers and hip hop artists, and out there really being an advocate for Saitama, right? Because he has access to these backstage, celebrities. He has access to these closed gate parties, right? So if you guys think about some of these buys that come in that are looking 30, 40, 50, 60 Ethereum, like I'm fairly well off. I don't carry around 60 Ethereum to drop at the, just at the drop of the hat. You know what I mean? Like, so there's a lot of big time investors looking in Saitama, and there will continue to be more and more, especially as we get more of a presence in this space and we start to do some of these press releases. And we do have several huge press releases that are going to be going out to the masses. I had kind of mentioned a little bit the other day about a press release I sent off this morning for approval. And that one alone is built around our medical technology integration phase, and it's going to be distributed to roughly, 10 million people maybe or more. So it's huge. So, I don't know. I mean, there's just so many crazy things going on. It's insane. But the Wolfcaster game, I'm excited about. Yeah, it's awesome. And we're looking at Sata Studios. So also part of Q2, Q3, I want to look into having some satellite offices opened up in the US. We have some studio space that we might be looking at in Hollywood, as well as on the East Coast in the Georgia, Atlanta area. And then we'll have some, studio headquarters offices maybe down here in the Texas area where I'm at, and probably up in the Northeast, right?
Yes, sir. I would love to see one here in Texas. That's where I'm from. So most definitely would love to see one of those.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it's because, we get you can get 6 acres for like $47 in Texas. So, you go up in the Northeast, $47 to get you like a tiny little square like that big. So.
Right. Get you a piece of paper that says maybe.
Yeah, maybe next month.
Well, brother, I do want to say thank you for taking time out of your day to jump on and just to hang out with us and to address some of the community questions and to, hang out before we head off to Vegas. Let me pull that thing. I think we're getting really close. We are. Yeah, 3 days, 23 hours, 21 minutes, and 30 seconds.
Man, I'm you know what I'm most excited about the part of Vegas is just having it be over with. You know what I mean? Like, I'm excited to go and do it, but it's been so much planning and coordinating, and I tell this, like, I feel like a bride almost, right? I'm trying to do seating charts, and luckily, the girls that helped me out, and Saitama Queen and Kat, like, they've been awesome in doing that, and Michael Thompson has been helping out, and all those guys that have really just putting in the work, man. And you guys gotta understand, like, this is all volunteer. Our moderators, all volunteer, man. Nobody gets paid. So myself, I don't get paid, right? The girls that help me out, they don't get paid. Our moderators and the chats and the telegrams and the Facebooks and the Twitters, they don't get paid, right? So these people that are out here making these connections and doing all this stuff, like, that's just hours and hours and hours out of their own time away from their family, making these things happen, So I got more than any amount of respect for all those people, in the community too. It's out here showing Saitama to their friends and family every day. Nobody's getting paid, right? This isn't Mary Kay. We don't have a pyramid scheme going. It's all, time and energy and effort that's completely volunteer. So my hat's off to all those people involved.
Yes, sir. Me too. And again, thank you again for taking time out of your busy schedule to hang out with us and join us. We'll let you to get back to that crazy grind. And brother, we'll see you in a few days in Vegas at the Saitama launch party.
Awesome. Looking forward to it. See you guys. Take care.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it again.
Yep.
Guys, man, that was our COO Russ coming on to grace us with this presence here on the Just a Man channel. And my goodness, did he dropped some good information. There's a lot of stuff that he talked about that I didn't necessarily know a lot of the details to, but like the billboards in New York City, the Times Square, that's some big time stuff. And to hear that they have a year contract with that, so it's not just a one time deal. So there was a lot of good nuggets in there, and I hope you are all able to get some knowledge. And if you weren't able to get your question answered or asked, please don't feel bad. But there was so many of you going through. But we the Facebook group, we will be able to, Miss Mindy, just being Mindy, if you're in the Facebook group, she will do her best to make sure that all the questions get seen and asked. So, but I want to thank y'all for hanging out with me today, tonight, this morning, wherever you are on this wonderful planet we call home. But man, I'm excited. We are 3 days, 23 hours, 18 minutes, and 40 seconds away from the launch party. And man, I am thoroughly excited. So if y'all would do me a favor, if you're new here, hit that like button, hit that subscribe, and definitely help me out there. I would definitely appreciate it. There it is right there. And like Russ said, we are not paid. Like the content creators that, I'm not paid by Saitama to create content. So if you feel like you would like to help out and bless the channel, there's my Cash App as well. But other than that, thank you very much, Minion Steve. Man, it has been a pleasure. Here's what I need you to do. We got a big show coming up tonight after this. You got Cuffin' the Dip. Cuffin' the Dip is going to be live, and we're going to have Miss Mindy on there, and we're going to have Diamond Hands on there. We're going to have some conversations, so you definitely don't want to miss out on that. So we're going to shut it down here, and we're going to jump over there to Cuffin' the Dip here in just a little bit. But I want to thank you guys for taking the time out of y'all's day to stop by and to join me as we got to hang out with Russ, the COO of Saitama. So I do appreciate it. I do go live Monday through Friday, 12 Central to 2 Central. So if you like what you saw here, or if you want to get some more content, please stop by, and we hang out there in the midday mix. So other than that, I will leave you like I leave my football team every night and every practice. There's two things in this world you can control at all times. That's attitude and effort. Stay positive and give 110% in all you do. I'm just a man, chat, Wolfpack. I love y'all. I'll see y'all later.